In this video we will discuss about variables in Rust, and this is the very first video of Rust series. So first let me explain you a little bit of the program structure, how the Rust code looks like. So this is the entry point of a Rust code. So we define functions like this. We put the keyword fn and then the name, then the parenthesis, and then we write the curly braces and the stuff inside is. But this main function is a very special function that is the entry point of the entire Rust program. So, and in Rust, this is how we define variable. We use the keyword let followed by the variable name, and then if we want we can assign a value. Here I have assigned a value 5, and this i32 is a data type, so this is currently inferred by the compiler itself. Okay, so this is how we define a variable. So, and here in this line we are trying to print this variable. So in Rust, whenever we want to print something, we can use this println macro. And how do you understand that this is a macro? Because this follows this exclamation sign, that's why it's called macro, and we will discuss about macro in later videos. This println macro accepts a formatted string and it prints that formatted string. Okay, so let's run the program. So if we run it, see, it says the value of x is 5. So it's pretty intuitive, right? Now let's try to change the value of this variable. See here, it says the first assignment to x is at line number 2. Here we have assigned a first value, that is 5, and then it says we cannot assign twice to a immutable variable. Now immutability means you cannot mutate or change the value of that particular variable. So in Rust, all the variables that you define, it is by default immutable in nature. So if you want to make it mutable, or let's say you want to change the variable, so you just have to add the mutable keyword, and now you can change the value. Here you can see when we run the program, it gave the expected output, that is the 8, and we changed our value to 8. Let's remove this mutability for now. What we can do is we can redeclare this variable, or we can shadow this variable. So how can we do that? We can redeclare like this. From the previous example, what you have seen, we added a mutable keyword here, mute keyword, and now what we are doing is we are not, assigning any values to x, we are just redeclaring x itself. So this is called shadowing. That means this new value will shadow the previous value, that is 5. So we are shadowing this x variable. So if we run the program, you can see the output is 8. Okay, now let's talk about static variable and constant variable. So how do you define constant variable? So we will use the const keyword followed by the variable name and followed by the value. And in case of static variable, say similar fashion, let me write the println statement for the point. So now if we run this, this will definitely throw error. So you have to provide the data type in case of constant or static variable. So you see, now this program has executed successfully. To sum it up, let's just give another example and where we cover all the things. We are defining a score variable that is mutable by nature, and we are assigning a value that is 0. Now we are updating that value, we are mutating that value to this variable, and now after that we are printing it. And after that you can see we have defined a constant variable that is 1, and then we have printed, and after that we have declared the score variable and updated its value, or we shadowed its previous value, and then we just printed it. Okay, so this is for this video, and we will look at the different types of data type Rust offers us in the next video.